Hi guys, welcome to our YouTube channel, Relocating. If you're a new subscriber, welcome to this channel. This channel will tell people how to relocate to Germany, opportunities in Germany, and everything concerning Germany, lifestyle in Germany and all that. And why do we do that? Or why do I do that? I relocated in Germany 2.5 years ago with my family, my husband and my 2 kids. We were relocated by a company called Zalando. I got a job and we were all relocated at the same time, which was very unique. So that is why we tell people that it's possible to relocate to Germany with a job and be relocated as a whole family. And that is why our topic today is about relocating to Germany with your family, the visa process and the insider tips. So today, stay tuned as you learn about the insider tips in 2025 and how to relocate with your family to Germany.
We need you. The German economy, the Austrian economy, the Swiss economy. We need you. We need you so badly. We need every year 450,000 skilled young workers from all over the world. And if for the 450,000, if there are 50,000 Kenyans or 100,000 Kenyans or 450,000 Kenyans, our economy don't care, but we need them, okay? They can have a bright future in the German-speaking countries in Europe.
So, which visa is right for you? There are different types of visas, but I'll talk about 4 types of visas. There's a skilled worker visa, which is the blue card, EU blue card, which I have and my family has, which we came with that. That's skilled worker visa, meaning you've been given a job offer while you're in your home country and the threshold of the salary is above the minimum, the required one. So it makes you a skilled worker because it's a white collar job and you're paid good amount of money. So that's why it's called the EU blue card. And then there's the Chancenkarte, where you're given 1 year to look for a job and you're relocated depending on the points you have. If you have 6 points, if you have a degree, you have 6 points. If you don't have a degree, you have vocational training and you have years of experience, it's another 2 points. So you get 6 points because 6 points is the minimum you have when you're applying for Chancenkarte. That's the second type of visa, which it's most of a job seeking visa, but you're only given 1 year to look for that job. And then there's student visa, which you come as a student, you're relocated as a student. But this visa can also be combined with family reunion, and we'll dive right into it. And then there's family reunion visa on its own. So, skilled worker visa, you've been given a job, you've done the interview in your home countries and everything, and then you've been given an offer letter. You're told you can be able to come. That's the skilled worker. You've been told, congratulations, you'll be relocated to Germany with your family. This is the amount of money you'll be paid. Welcome to Germany. So how do you start? Each member of the family has to have a valid passport. I remember when we got the offer, my kids, my younger one was 8 months, was actually 4 months, and my oldest one was 1 year and some few months. And they didn't have a passport because ideally, where were we traveling? And they were very young. So it hit my mind. I was like, wow, babe. I told my husband, babe, what do? We don't have a passport. I even went to my recruiter, who do they offer passport, whatever, passport, because they give you 6,000 euros. For my company, they give me 6,000 euros for relocation package. So I was like, does that cover the passport? And I was like, no, that only covers the visas and transportation. Because ideally, this is documents you're supposed to have. It's like someone pays for your ID. No, they only pays for things after that. So we started looking for valid passports for our kids. Another thing, we didn't have the blue passport that Kenya had. We had the light blue passport, which is the East African passport. We had the older dark blue passport. So I was like, wow. Since someone like me who had the blue passport, I hadn't even traveled out. It didn't even have a stamp. I hadn't even gone to Uganda. So this passport, it was a new passport, which I got like 2 years ago before that, and I hadn't traveled. So it was useless again. So he had to have, and my husband had traveled to Thailand way years ago, but he hadn't renewed to the East African passport because by then it was a new thing. And we were like, even if we renew, where are we going? So here we have a job visa, we have a work contract, and you're supposed to go to Germany. We're like, wow, we have to have 4 passports at the same time. And getting a passport in Kenya those days, it was tricky. It took long, but either way, you have to have them, which we managed and we got them. Number 2, marriage certificate. If you want to relocate with your husband, if you want to relocate with your wife, you have to have a marriage certificate, official marriage certificate. And this marriage certificate had to be certified. So you also had to certify it that it's an original one, meaning you have to also still get it from the Huduma Center. In Kenya, you have to get it to the Huduma Center. You have to apply online, I think pay 1,000 and something, and you will be told it's ready, you collect it. It's just same paper as the marriage certificate, but it's written, this is a certified copy of the original. And then, third thing, birth certificate for the children. If you want to relocate with your children, you have to have a birth certificate for each of these children. And each of these children have to have their birth certificate certified. It has to be certified and it has to be recognized in Germany. And then visa application forms. Then you have to download the visa application form, fill them all. But this you only do when you've gotten the appointment. So also look at the appointment in the embassy. But if you're a skilled worker, the company that is giving you the relocation will fast track. They write an email to the embassy, then the embassy will give you a fast track appointment, meaning it will not take time for you to get an appointment. So you have to have all this documentation before you go to the embassy. For the Chancenkarte opportunity card, we've been talking about this day and memorial each and every time. You have to have a valid passport. You have to have for your own self, because I encourage people to come to Chancenkarte without their family, because you cannot be looking for a job and also feeding your family, where else it's tricky. So come on your own. Have a valid passport, have proof of income, which is your blocked account, have proof of accommodation where you'll sleep, have insurance, have your applications for the embassy, and also have an ANABIM certificate saying that this job is certified in this country. Go to anabim.com, certify your documentations, and also print that certificate that is there, or that form that shows that your course and your university is certified in Germany. So all this is possible. So if I've forgotten anything concerning Chancenkarte details and what you need, please watch my interview. I think it will be on the description below. My interview with Tony. Tony told us every documentation you need and every documentation he submitted to the embassy. So all those details are on the video that it's linked below. How he got a Chancenkarte visa. I think he was the first Kenyan to get the Chancenkarte visa, and we interviewed him. So go watch that video. Number 3, for the visa, student visa. So I have 2 scenarios, which is 2 different ladies I met in Germany that were relocated with their children. So first one was relocated together with her child. Why? Her child was a few months old, like 4 months, 5 months, and she was coming with a student visa. So she also applied for Family Reunification visa at the same time for her son, because her son was still young and she had gotten this opportunity to study in Germany. It is actually, she got a school that is actually, the university is taught in English, so she didn't have the language. So some of the universities not a must for you to have the language, depending on which university you're applying. So her master's, she went to an international university that they speak in English, and it was sponsored, and she was able to relocate. But she was able to be relocated with her son. People come to my inbox, I want to relocate with my son. Is it possible? I want to relocate with my daughter. I'm a single parent. It's possible. With the right documentation, it's possible. I think I'll also link that video below, and she will tell her story, how she relocated. I interviewed her like 2 years ago. I'll put that link below. She will tell us, which she already told us actually. If you want to repeat, you can repeat that video. She told us all the documentation you need to locate as a student with your son, with your daughter. So student visa plus family reunion. And then there's another lady, I didn't interview her. I met her recently, like a few months ago when we were in the park. She had us speaking Swahili. I was like, I can hear you people speaking Swahili. My daughter, actually, she's just came in Germany like 1 week ago. She's still speaking Swahili. So she was able to identify you people speaking Swahili. She was like, ma'am, they're speaking Swahili. Let's go say hi. And we asked her, how did you come? How come she just came 1 week? She's like, yes, I came as a student. I finished my studies, and then I got a job. After I got a job, I was able to apply for family reunion visa for my daughter. So Family members in Germany, it's good because it saves you from all depression and everything, because now ideally you're not on your own. Maybe if you're on your own, you think a lot and then you don't have friends, because integrating in Germany as well, it's not easy. It's different. It's not like back home you can make friends, at work you can make friends, like, like on a go, because ideally your cultures are the same. So if you're relocating alone, it's hard, but you can maneuver. If you're relocating with family, if you can't relocate with family, advice 100%, please come with your family. Because I also have another lady, I also interviewed her, Grace. She relocated by herself first because she got a job. After that, she was able to bring her husband with family reunion. Her husband joined her after 9 months because the process was taking a lot. Because another thing, it's hard, or the process is harder when you relocate alone and want to bring family. It's easier when you relocate at the same time. The process is simplified because you're a skilled worker. They actually want you to come. And if you tell them, I'm not going away without my family. Because for me, I was farming the embassy. I told that lady, if my visa is ready and my kids and my husband's visa is not ready, don't even bother calling me. Make sure the 4 of them are ready. If they're not ready, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not leaving my family. And then the lady told me, yeah, because for you, you have young kids and you're the lady, it's not easy to leave your family and go. But if it was your husband who got the job, maybe you would have even told him to go alone. It's easier. So at the end of it depends. But I would advise you, even if my husband had gotten the job and then we wanted to come together, I would advise by then, just move together. The process is way easier. They delay the process when you want to be relocated if you're not there. So do it together. It's harder, yes. It's harder when you come here because you have to maneuver everything, but it's easier with the process, because at the end of the day, moving back and forth, the documentation here, the embassy in Germany, it's a lot of hectic things. But when you move together, you struggle together and you grow together. For me, I can tell you for sure, we've grown strong as a family here than back at home. Okay. So with that being said, coming with family has so many costs. When you arrive here, you want to look for an apartment, you have to look for accommodation. Sometimes you have to look for temporary accommodation because getting accommodation is hard. But I can tell you it was harder back then. But the only thing, luck, we had someone who's moving out from this house and you were recommended. So it made for us easier to move in here other than looking for a job. Other than looking for a house. We never went for any interviews for a house. We never went house hunting because we were referred, and then it was kind of an exchange of the house. But if you're moving with your family, I can tell you now it's easier as compared to last time. Now finding accommodation and housing in Germany is better than before, because before there was limitation of houses and everything. But now I can tell you it's a bit easier. It's a bit easier to get an apartment. It's a bit easier to get referrals, because accommodation is not as hard as it was before. It is not simpler, yes, but it's way easier than 2 years ago. So look, if you cannot find a permanent apartment or permanent accommodation, because sometimes it's hard to get a long-term apartment, I can recommend getting a temporary apartment, which is 1 to 3 months, as you look for a permanent apartment, other than looking and then you don't find, you're like, where do I stay? So I'll advise to go to Home-like or Wanderlust apartment. This is a website called Home-like, like home-like. It's one word, Home-like. And then there's another one called Wanderlust. Very nice, helps you to get temporary apartment or permanent apartment. Also, in your workplace, ask friends, ask your colleagues where you can get an apartment. They actually have referrals. Even in my company, we have a page where people post accommodation, post things, and it's easier to get. Because ideally, you have to have an application. You have to have accommodation to even register your address. You have to have an accommodation contract from the landlord to register in the offices, to register an address. Because in Germany, you have to register an address when you get here. So let's talk about step-by-step application process for the embassy. So in summary, book an appointment near your nearest embassy, German embassy. Book it as early as you can, even if you get 3 months from now, 4 months from now. If you're coming as a skilled worker and by the time you're getting your appointment, it's too late, they will extend your contract. They'll extend your starting date. For me, my starting date was in August, but because of my process was taking too long in your family, I told them I cannot be able to make it by August. So I told them, please extend it. They extended it to a month, to September. So it's possible for them to extend. collect all your documents, and do not forget to translate your documents. Remember, I told you need your marriage certificate, you need your birth certificate for your kids. All these documents have to be translated. Translate your marriage certificate, translate your children's birth certificate, and have them stamped. Submit your application and biometrical data, of course, in the embassy. The process takes 6 to 12 weeks, depending on how fast the embassy will take. Once you're approved, of course, you'll find your visa, and it will be, you leave your passport, it will be on your one of your passport's pages. And then when you reach here, the first thing you learn here, register your address. The second thing, start applying for your resident permit, because for us, our visa expired before we even started registering our resident permit, because your visa, you're only given either 6 months or 3 months. So, and sometimes it takes longer to get your even appointment in the registrar office. Start applying for your resident permit. When you get here, research how to apply for resident permit. Get in your local Auslander, log in, start looking for an appointment. It's easier. When you get here, it's easier to start applying. You cannot apply for resident permit when you're back in your home country. You have to apply it here. So if someone told me that I have to apply it the moment I got here, I would have done it. It would have been easier. But I thought that it will be done automatically. No, you have to apply it on your own. So some of these things, make sure you do them. Another thing, if I was told earlier, but by then my kids were too young, I wouldn't even think of doing any other thing. Start your basic German course. It will help you. Because as a skilled worker with A1 and 34 months of living in Germany, paying taxes and paying your health insurance, you can apply for permanent residence. Like for me now, I'm eligible to apply for permanent residence. So if I had an A1, it would have been easier for me to apply. But because I didn't take my time, I didn't want to indulge in language, my situation back then, it was crazy. Looking after kids, working, looking after my household, it was crazy. So I wouldn't put my mind to study a new language. It was hard. But if you're in that mental state, you're okay, please do your Lebanon in Dutch. That is your German exam, doing whatever the rules in Germany, and then learn A1. Then it will be easier for you to apply for permanent residence after less than 3 years. Get international health insurance. You have to get insurance, which is public insurance is the best, which is TK that I mentioned before. Apply for kindergarten for your kids. Kids get kita at least 1 year. So if your child is 1 year and above, 1 year to 6 years old, they're in kita. So the moment you get here, start applying for their kita slots, because sometimes kita slots are filled and you have to wait. And imagine for me, I waited almost a year to get a kita slot because I didn't apply it the moment I got here. Because so many things were going on. I couldn't think of applying for kita, applying for permanent resident. And no one told me this thing. If you didn't have a friend who was telling us this thing, it would have been a different situation. I'm also talking around with people, with colleagues. You told you should have done this, you should have done this. I'm like, what? No one told me. And then you meet a Kenyan and they tell you a million things in one. Do this, do this. I'm like, yo, I'm just one person. We don't even have an idea. We don't know what to do. But at least if I knew these things before, I would have arranged myself. Okay, the first thing I do is resident permit, then kita for my kids or kindergarten. Okay? Connect with expats like us. When you come to Germany, connect with the Rajore clan. Talk to us. We will connect. We'll give you ideas on what to do. Open a German account. That's the last thing. It's good to have a bank account, because where will you get your salary? And the easiest way is opening an online bank account. It is easier. But you have to have a resident permit. Without a resident permit, it's hard to open an online account. You have to go physically to the bank account. But if you have your resident permit, you can open an online account, N26, Revolut, and then it's easier. But if you don't have a resident permit, you just open, you go to the bank, book an appointment, and you open with your work contract and your passport and your visa. So I think some of these things are eligible for everyone, for even family reunion, for Bildung, for students. If you're coming with your child, apply, learn the language, apply these things as early as possible. Don't wait until it's too late for you to apply, or until it's way gone and the process has changed. Because for me, if I had applied early enough, it would have been easy. But now I think my mental state is better as compared to last time. But don't put yourself down, because it depends with your situation. But if your situation is you're okay, maybe you just relocated on your own, or relocated with all your spouse without kids, you can maneuver these things before kids come. So relocating to Germany as a family, that's a huge step, but it is rewarding. We've traveled to more than 10 countries in Germany. We've been to Italy, we've been to Croatia, we've been to Czech Republic, we've been to Poland, Netherlands, Spain twice in Barcelona and Mallorca. Like, we've been to Greece. We've really traveled. It's amazing the number of countries we've been traveling just because you're here. And if you're in our home country, it will be different, because coming from your home country and traveling here, it's a lot of money. But when you're here, when you have the EU blue card, you can travel within the EU, the Schengen area, as much as you can. Recently, we were in Cyprus. We didn't even know that Cyprus is part of EU. We just learned last year, like, Cyprus is part of EU. If you have a Kenyan passport and you have a EU blue card, you can travel to Cyprus, and the flights are affordable. Then we travel to Cyprus. It's amazing how Europe, how Germany can open so many doors for you to travel. So it's an amazing thing to do. Settling is smooth. Enjoying the benefits of Germany is smooth. You're protected. Your job is protected. So I'm hoping I'm helping you, giving you this information. I'm hoping when you search moving to Germany in 2025, the Relocating is there, because you give you in-depth detail of what is happening here in Germany, how to survive, cost of living, how to apply the visa process. And I'm hoping this is helpful for each and everyone who wants to come to Germany with family, with student, on your own, seeking Chancenkarte. I'm hoping these videos are really helpful for you people. Okay, so let's finish this video. If this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up. If you have questions, please comment. We'll handle them. Subscribe. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. Please subscribe, share, and like, because we give you tips of moving here, working here, raising a family in Germany. We've done so many videos of how to maneuver Germany, how to travel, how to apply for visas and everything. So don't forget to like, don't forget to give us compliments. We always look at your comments and you're like, yes, we're doing a good job. Yes. So many people come to us telling us, oh, I interacted with your channel the first time. It's very helpful. Thank you for sharing the insights. I'm like, wow, this is great, because if I was told this before I got here, my life would have been different. And I'm hoping I'm changing people's life and changing people's perspective of Germany. Because when people hear Germany, oh, racism, oh, it's the worst racist. No one will come to your face and tell you you're a black monkey. That can never happen in Germany. Never. And it has never happened to me. And it will not happen to you, because they're embracing diversity. They are knowing that we exist. You get what I'm saying? And we are skilled, even more than them. So why will they tell you that? Why will they be racist to you? So this channel helps you a lot, and I'm sure it will help someone else. So please like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Until next time, till next video, thank you. Bye.